Tonight it's my pleasure to meet a linebacker, running back, good athlete from Columbus DeSales High School, and Jonathan Thompson. Jonathan, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I watched you in a workout today. That was a good little training exercise. Getting on that incline running and stuff, that's pretty good. Yeah. You did a good job. I watched you. It's hard, isn't it? Making you fast. Chuck Gresham is a very good friend of mine. And so it was good to see and talk to him. And I wanted to see you because I knew you were working out. Anyway, let's talk football first a little bit. What's your favorite position?
I'd say my favorite position is on the defensive side of the ball, but I couldn't tell you like what position it is to play because I like it all around. So
good. It doesn't really matter. Everybody gets caught up in positions. Just play high school football. Colleges will take care of that. They're going to put you where they want to anyway, and they're going to retrain you. So you have fun playing. And it looks like you're a linebacker out. I watched the video. You do have really good. Well, you tell me first. What are your strongest points as a line? Let's go linebacker. What's your strongest point?
My strongest points is being able to read plays, and I think I shed blocks really good. So I say that's my strongest right now. And being able to make open field tackles.
Yeah, that's good. You come off the edge sometimes, and you get right up on the line of scrimmage. And I noticed one thing: you got a pretty good burst, but you've got a better closing speed. That last 3 yards, which is really important. That's you go downhill fast. You run fast. You've got really good late burst there.
Yes, sir.
You got to get faster. You know that, and that's what you're doing this winter. But but that'll come, and I think people are projecting you as an outside linebacker. With your athleticism and stuff. Maybe inside. Of course, they move them around so much now. What do you have to work on?
I have to work on my speed, like you said. Of course, I need to get stronger. Everybody does, and I just say my speed a lot and my quickness.
Yeah, and the other thing, it's kind of like quickness, but everybody has to work on change of direction.
Yes,
that's everybody. I mean, I would say, well, you have to work on change of direction, but everybody does. Everybody has to get stronger. But that's really big right now because linebackers have changed so much. You don't want to be taking those blocks on. Some guys seriously, some guys like to think they can blow up those blockers. You don't want that anymore. You want to be able to run away from those, get off the block and get going. You don't want to. Anyway, my 2 cents of coaching there. I get caught up sometimes in that. What's the best thing about football in general?
Just the love of the game. It's a team sport. So just watching your brothers succeed with you is a blessing, and I love that. That's why I love playing for DeSales and Coach Wiggins.
They get after it on Friday nights, don't they? Before the game and putting a uniform on and stuff. What's the worst thing about football?
Losing.
Okay, that's good. Guys have told me that, man. Losing and Saturday morning after a Friday night game, that's not good. Losing or you're sore and everything else. But the Sales doesn't exactly lose a whole lot, though. They lose sometimes, but they don't lose a lot of games because you play such tough competition, and I'm the Sales guy. Okay, let's talk about, we got a little football there. Let's talk about the classroom. How are you doing there? I always joke with guys and say, is the classroom a foreign country, or are you like it, or what's good about school?
That you get to spend time with your friends the whole day, and you also get to learn life's lessons in school and things that can help you in your future. Like everything I learned in school can help me beyond football, and football doesn't last forever. So we must learn that. I
totally agree. I'm a former teacher. I think that's so important. And the way we're going now, it's really important, to learn to get along, learn to that. Okay, what drives you? What drives you, Jonathan? What makes you go? What juices you? What makes you go?
My love of the game is pretty good. My family, you always want to take care of your family, and seeing my two cousins succeed in football and how much fun they had is, I want to have that fun. And
so
yeah.
What would what would be words that you live by? What would be like? Go ahead.
I would say having confidence all the time, believing in yourself. You always must get better and never be satisfied, working hard, things like that.
Good. Believing in yourself is huge, isn't it?
Yes,
Because if you don't, nobody else will. There's a lot of truth to that, I think. Okay, what would be any kind of pregame rituals, any unique things that you do to get ready for a game? And if not, that's okay.
I always listen to music right before it's time to warm up, always stretching, and always just having fun with the guys. You don't want to think too hard before you go into a game, because the whole game you'll just be thinking. So just getting your mind off the game before playing I think it's pretty good.
As an old head coach, we used to say, got to be quiet. You got to be this. You got to focus on the game. And, you guys know you got a game. I used to, but times have changed on that too, I think. Any other sports? Any other sports you play, John?
Not anymore. I used to play basketball. But yes, sir.
That's good. When did you quit playing basketball?
I quit this year because of injuries and things like that.
That's good. And getting, you're working out all winter. That's really good. You do anything in the spring, or you got to keep training in the spring?
Yes, sir, for sure. And I'm gonna try to get to some camps and stuff like that, just for competition and stuff.
Right. And they've got the Under Armour camp coming up. I would assume you've been invited to that. Have you heard anything from them yet? I don't know when it's coming, but the Under Armour, showcase or something. But
yes, sir.
I've heard it's out there. Okay, what annoys you? You're a pretty competitive guy. What annoys you? And let's say in football or in school, what annoys you? Nothing, I don't mean it drags you down, just bugs you, or I don't know, gets under your skin a little bit. Anything bother you like that?
Not really. I wouldn't say anything that really annoys me that gets under my skin. No, sir.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Let's get focused. Okay, now I've got some crazy questions for you. Who would you trade places with for one day? If you could, you've got your choice of anybody. Who would you trade places with?
Like anybody in this world?
Anybody in the world.
I'd say Chase Young. He's a rising star in the NFL Football League. He's got a lot to prove, and everybody's looking up to him. So
he was a natural leader at the NFL.
Yes, sir.
He came in the first year and just kind of a natural leader, I think. I don't know him because he's out of state. So I don't know the out of state guys, but yeah, that's good. Okay, what do you do when nobody's watching? What do you do when you're by yourself? You don't play sports, you don't study, you don't hang around with mom and dad, you don't hang around with your friends. What do you do?
Like on my alone time?
Yes.
I say I play the game. I watch a lot of football. I study linebackers like Devin White, Isaiah Simmons.
Wow.
That. So yeah, I watch football a lot.
That's good. Still learning. That's really good. I think we talked about strength as a player and weakness as a player. you're going into your senior year. What advice would you give to a freshman? You got practice coming out in late August or early August, late July. What would you tell a freshman?
I will always tell them to work hard when somebody's watching and even when nobody's watching, and to never get satisfied and to always believe in yourself and have hope.
Even when you get teased by the upperclassmen, right?
Yes, sir.
You get hammered. Okay, that's good. What would you like to be doing 10 years from now? I know everybody wants to play in the league. What would you like to be doing 10 years from now after the league?
Helping out my community, giving back to like kids that don't have much. Becoming like a trainer, training kids to become better players, just reaching out back to my hometown and helping out.
A lot of guys are doing that now. A lot of guys are coming back, and I'll tell you, a lot of guys are coaching. And I think it's so great for, African Americans to come back and coach. They've been there. They've been there, just like you have it. Chuck Gresham. Chuck's been there. And the wide receiver, forget his name right now, from DeSales that worked with you today. He's been there, so they can relate. And, he told me, he said, nobody helped him like this when he was going through school. So, he wants to help guys and stuff like that. I think it's huge, really huge. That's a really good point. Okay, now another silly one. What talent would you like to have that you don't and probably couldn't ever do?
That's hard.
What's that?
A talent. I've always wanted to be able to do a backflip, but I can never have the guts to do it or anything.
That's good. That's good, Jonathan. Whoa. I mean, I couldn't either. I could do a backwards somersault roll when I was a lot younger, but a backflip I'd be afraid of. Okay, we're going to finish in a few minutes, and we talked to a couple more, and time always goes fast. Do you have any sports moment that you think about that you so far that's happened? Anything great that's happened to you so far, like a big victory or anything? What would be a high for you?
Definitely winning the CCL and also winning regionals was a big sports moment.
Yeah, the CCL, that's a pretty tough conference now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's really good. Good. Okay, let's talk recruiting just a little bit. This is not a recruiting interview, but can you get recruit? You've got some. Do you have offers now, or you've got a lot of interest from different schools? Don't you?
Yes, sir. I have 14 offers now, and I have a couple more interests from different schools.
Right.
Things like that.
Okay.
But it's been
the scary thing, Jonathan, they got camp offers now. The first people. They're all kind of offers. Soft offers, hard offers, definite. I mean, it's just so silly. I would give you a piece of advice and say, I really believe you have to start focusing on maybe just a few that you really like. Because I'm afraid June's going to be like a crazy time, with football and everything. So That's really good. Okay, with recruiting, what's the best part of recruiting?
Just coaches reaching out, telling you how much they like you and telling you how good you are, because it just makes you appreciate all the hard work that you put in the off season when nobody was watching. And it just makes you feel great about yourself.
Good. Now, what's the bad thing about recruiting?
I've had this
I will
happen.
tell you what I think. But
I've had this happen to me one time when a coach reaches out to you one time and then you just never hear back from them. It's just weird.
Yeah, it's an ugly business. I've done this a long, long time. Now, I was going to say the bad thing is you can't believe all those guys that are
Oh yeah. That's
telling you good things. I mean, it helps. At least I always tell guys, at least you're getting recognized. So you must be doing something right, to get recognized. Last thing, what would you tell a young guy, a sophomore that's starting the recruiting process? What would you tell him? You say, he's a sophomore, you're going to be a senior. What would you tell him?
To don't rush in and to be interested in every school that looks at you or talks to you. Just do your homework on the school, and just never be satisfied with what school hits you up or anything. You got to always work. So
that's good. Well, Jonathan, I appreciate you taking the time tonight. That was good. It was kind of a lot. I wasn't expecting it, but we got it worked out and everything. So I really appreciate you coming on and spending some time with me. Okay.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you too. Thank you.